The DEH-80PRS is an in-dash single CD player built for audiophiles, or with the audiophile in mind. As a result, it has a number of very advanced audio features. We're going to take a few minutes now and walk through some of those advanced audio features. So to get to the audio features, we're going to press in on the volume control and go to the audio menu and use our lever to start off with network number 1. Traditional car audio systems have RCA pre-outs that are set up to run your audio system as front, rear, and subwoofer. Okay, front speakers, and then the same thing playing on the rear speakers, and then possibly a subwoofer in the system as well. The DEH-80PRS is set up differently from that. It still has 3 sets of RCAs, but the RCAs are set up for high, mid, and low in a stereo configuration, not front and rear. High, mid, and low in a stereo configuration. So let's start to look at our network and understand how that works. So we'll enter into network number 1. Here you can see we have our network graph on the screen. Our low-pass filter is flashing right now. Beside that is our mid-range filter and our high-pass filter. If we, in network number 1, we are choosing what filter to work with. So right now we're set up on our low-pass filter. If we use the lever, we can move over to the high-pass filter on the mid-range, and you can see the high-pass slope is flashing. If we use the lever over again, we're showing the mid-range with the low-pass filter, and if I hit the lever over one more time, we're showing the high-pass filter on the high range. And I can go right across back to my low-pass filter again. So once I've selected what filter I want to work with, I can go back out now and move to network settings number 2. In network settings number 2, I can choose the level of the booster cut of that particular network setting. So for example here, I can add some additional volume into the bass setting, or I can cut it back out. I can also change my crossover frequency. So I can change the crossover frequency so it passes well into the mid-range, or I can pull it well back. So once you've set your crossover frequency and the booster cut that you were after for that particular crossover point, we'll go back out and move to network number 3 and enter into that. Here we can change the slope. Right now both the right and left channels are set to a 12 dB per octave slope. I can make that 18, 24, 30, or all the way up to 36, which is an extremely steep slope. Or I can bring that back down, all the way back down to 12 decibels per octave. And that is only for the low-pass filter. I'll go back out again, and I can move over to network number 4, which is available for the low-pass mode. And here I can choose between stereo and mono output for the subwoofer. So let's go back now to network number 1, and we'll change to our mid high-pass filter. So by selecting the mid high-pass filter, we'll go back now to network 2 and 3, and we'll see completely different settings. By the way, if we want to work on one side, the left side or the right side, what we have to do is press and hold, and we can go work on the left channel. Press and hold. We can work on only the right channel. If we press and hold again, we're back to working with both channels. And if I just touch the volume control, we can mute those channels to work on the high and the bass channel without the mid-range channel involved. So we'll take that mute off, and we will go back out and go to network number 2. Here we're going to change our level. Now the other networks, both the high and the low, are based around the mid-range network. So right now it's at a -2 setting. I can go up to 0 dB, which is a flat setting for this particular network. I can go down, I can cut this network all the way to -24 dB, but I can't go above 0. And if I use my rotary control, I can change my crossover point. Again, this is the high pass for the mid-range. And I can get well into the sub-range, or I can make them cross, well, at any point that I like. I'll go back out and over to network number 3, where I can change the slope. Right now we're at 18 per octave. I can go all the way down to 24 per octave, or I can make this a straight pass-through. I'll go back out. Now there is no network number 4 for that position. Network 4 is only for the subwoofer position. I can go back now to network number 1, and I can do the same thing for my mid-low pass filter and my high pass filter. Now let's take a look at some of the other advanced audio features on the DEH-80PRS. We'll go to our position selection. We'll open this. Right now position selection is turned off. We'll use the lever key to turn positioning to the left position or the driver's seat position, and we can move it to the right position, or we can have the position focused on everything in the front seat area. So you have left, right, or front seat. Now we'll go and look at a couple of other of the advanced audio features, including time alignment. In time alignment, we can choose between centimeters and inches in our time alignment. Centimeters is probably a little bit more accurate for some people. To set auto TA or auto time alignment, you would use the included microphone with the DEH-80PRS. Now in time alignment number 2, we are setting up the speakers so they are time aligned to the driver's position. So you need to set the positioning to the driver's seat or the passenger seat, and then the placement of the microphone is where you would time align to. Now let's go back out and look at some more of the advanced audio features, including our graphic equalizer. Here we'll enter into our graphic equalizer, and just like many Pioneer radios, you have a number of EQ presets that you can work with. Custom 1 and Custom 2 we'll talk about in a moment. Here's super bass, powerful, natural, vocal setting, and the flat setting, and your background to custom number 1. Many people like to work the EQ settings this way. Pick a EQ that sounds pretty good in your car, close to what you like, then we'll make some adjustments to that EQ setting from there. So I'll go back out now and go to graphic equalizer number 2. Here I have the opportunity to adjust any of the bands in the 16-band graphic EQ. So here I'll go to 50 Hertz, and we will adjust that. I'll go to 125 and make an adjustment there. I'll go to 2K and make an adjustment there. Now you'll see when we go back to our graphic equalizer setting number 1, we're in a custom mode. And that's exactly the same as the curve we just created. Let's go back out and look at Auto EQ. The Auto EQ microphone is included with the DEH-80PRS. The best way to work this is to clip it on the headrest of the driver's seat and then plug the other end of the microphone into the auxiliary input on the front of the radio. Start Auto EQ, close the door, get out of the way, and let the DEH-80PRS work its magic. Next, let's take a look at the Auto Sound Levelizer. There we go. Automatic Sound Levelizer will compensate for road noise inside the car. So no matter what source you're listening to, if you roll down the window, the car gets noisier. All you have to do is choose how sensitive you would like the Auto Sound Levelizer sensor to be. It's based around road noise and wind noise, so if there's somebody talking to you beside you, the Auto Sound Levelizer won't try to compensate for that additional noise in the car. It's only low frequency noises that it'll try to compensate for. It'll automatically raise or lower the volume to keep the volume steady while you're driving.